Welcome to Miss Scarlett, the place to be feminine. Subscribe and enjoy.
So, Devin, are you sure about this? Cherry's voice was soft, her eyes searching his. The evening sun cast a warm glow over her features, highlighting her delicate brows and full red lips. She bit her lip gently, awaiting his response. Devin's heart raced as he looked into her eyes. He knew this was it, the moment he'd been both dreaming of and dreading. "I'm sure," he replied, his voice steady, though his hands trembled slightly. "I want this, Cherry. I want to become Zara." Cherry smiled, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Then let's begin." She reached for his hand, her touch gentle and reassuring. "First, we need to work on your posture. Zara needs to stand tall and proud, shoulders back, chest out." She demonstrated, her hands on her hips, back straight, chest accentuated by the confident pose. Devin tried to mimic her posture, pulling his shoulders back and sticking out his chest. It felt strange, exposing, but Cherry's encouraging smile helped ease his nerves. "That's it," she cooed, running a hand gently down his arm. "You're already looking more feminine." They spent the next hour working on posture, walking up and down the room, practicing sitting and standing with grace. Cherry was a patient teacher, offering gentle corrections and praise where it was due. Devin could feel himself relaxing into the new posture, starting to feel more comfortable in his skin, or perhaps it was no longer his skin, but Zara's. "Okay, let's take a break." Cherry guided him to a chair, her hand gentle on his back. "You're doing great, babe." She leaned in and pressed a soft kiss to his cheek. "Now, let's get you dressed properly." Cherry disappeared into the bedroom, leaving Devin alone with his thoughts. He ran a hand through his long hair, already feeling more like Zara. The name suited him, he thought, feeling a spark of excitement at the sound of it. Cherry returned, arms loaded with clothing. "I thought we'd start with something simple and comfortable." She held up a pair of dark wash skinny jeans and a loose, flowing top with bell sleeves. "These should help you get a feel for your new body." Devin stood, eager to try on his new clothes. As he pulled on the jeans, he felt the soft denim hug his legs, a strange but not unpleasant sensation. The top was equally comfortable, the soft fabric flowing over his frame. He turned to Cherry, his eyes questioning. "How do I look?" "Beautiful." Cherry's voice was filled with admiration as she twirled him around to admire the outfit. "The jeans really emphasize your legs, and the top adds a nice, flowy contrast. You look amazing, babe." Devin blushed, a warm feeling spreading through his chest. He knew Cherry was being honest. She'd always had a keen eye for fashion, and her own style was impeccable. "Thanks," he murmured, feeling a surge of gratitude for her support. "Now, let's work on your hair." Cherry produced a hairbrush and a selection of hair ties and clips. "Sit." She guided him to a chair in front of a vanity mirror and began to brush out his long, dark locks. Devin closed his eyes, savoring the feeling of the brush gliding through his hair. It was a stark contrast to his usual short, practical style. He'd grown it out over the past few months in preparation for this moment, and now he was glad he had. Cherry worked silently, her deft fingers twisting and pinning his hair into an intricate half-up, half-down style. Devin opened his eyes as she finished, marveling at the transformation. His hair framed his face softly, accentuating his features. "It's perfect," he whispered. "Not quite." Cherry produced a pair of long, dangling earrings and helped him put them on. "There. Now you look like a true goddess." She stepped back to admire her handiwork, her eyes glowing with pride. Devin reached up to touch the earrings, feeling a rush of pleasure at the sight of them. He knew this was just the beginning, but he already felt more feminine, more like Zara than he ever had before. "Thank you," he breathed, turning to press a soft kiss to her cheek. "You're welcome, my love." Cherry returned the kiss, her eyes shining with love and devotion. "Now, let's work on your makeup." The next hour was a blur of colors and brushes as Cherry expertly transformed Devon's face. He watched, fascinated, as she contoured and highlighted, creating shadows and depths that accentuated his features. She chose a soft, pink lip gloss that made his lips look full and kissable, and added a subtle, smoky eye that made his green eyes pop. As she worked, Cherry chatted about the different products and techniques, offering tips and tricks for future reference. Devon soaked it all in, amazed at the artistry involved. He'd always known Cherry was talented, but seeing her work up close was a whole new experience. "All done." Cherry stepped back, beaming at her handiwork. Devon gazed at his reflection, barely recognizing himself. Zara gazed back at him, her eyes sparkling, her features soft and feminine. He reached up to touch his face, marveling at the transformation. "I look incredible," he whispered. "You certainly do." Cherry wrapped an arm around his waist, pulling him close. "But then, I always knew you'd make a gorgeous girl." She pressed a soft kiss to his neck, her breath warm against his skin. "Let's go show you off." Devon's heart skipped a beat at the thought. "You want to go out? Now?" He couldn't hide the note of panic in his voice. Cherry smiled, her eyes full of reassurance. "We don't have to, if you're not ready. But I think you are, Zara." She emphasized the name, her voice firm but gentle. "You've worked hard for this, and you deserve to be seen." Devon took a steadying breath, Cherry's confidence rubbing off on him. "Okay," he said, straightening his shoulders. "Let's do this." Cherry squeezed his waist, a silent show of support. "Good. Let's start with a nice, quiet walk around the block. We'll take it slow." They stepped out into the warm evening. Cherry's arm linked through his. Devon could feel the gentle breeze on his skin, the soft caress of the wind through his hair. It was a strange, exhilarating feeling, being exposed like this, but Cherry's presence beside him was comforting. As they walked, Devon became aware of the sounds and sensations around him, the rustle of leaves in the breeze, the distant hum of traffic, the feel of the sidewalk beneath his feet. It was almost as if he were experiencing the world for the first time, through new senses. "You're doing great!" Cherry's voice broke through his thoughts, her eyes shining with pride. "Remember to keep your chin up and shoulders back. You're a goddess, own it." Devon straightened, letting her words wash over him. He imagined himself as Zara, a confident, beautiful woman striding through the world. It was a heady feeling, empowering. They walked in comfortable silence for a while, Devon taking in his surroundings with fresh eyes. He noticed the way people reacted to them. A smile here, a curious glance there. It seemed the world was welcoming Zara with open arms. As they turned the corner back onto their street, Cherry squeezed his arm. "You handled that like a pro. I'm so proud of you, babe." Devon felt a rush of satisfaction. "Thanks to your coaching," he replied, his voice light. "I couldn't have done it without you." Cherry beamed at him. "You're welcome, and I have a feeling this is just the beginning for Zara." The next few days were a blur of transformations and lessons. Cherry taught Devon about skincare and feminine hygiene, helped him choose and apply nail polish, and even gave him a lesson in walking in heels. Devon threw himself into each new challenge, eager to master the art of being a woman. One evening, as they sat side by side on the couch,
Cherry turned to him with a mischievous glint in her eye. I think it's time for a shopping trip, don't you? Devon's heart leapt. He'd been wanting to explore more feminine clothing, but had been hesitant to broach the subject. Really? You think I'm ready? Cherry laughed, a joyful sound. Of course! Zara needs a proper wardrobe, and I know just the place. The next afternoon, they set out for the mall. Devon's heart pounded as they entered the bustling shopping center, Cherry's hand clasped tightly in his. He felt exposed, vulnerable, but Cherry's presence was a steadying force. They made their way to a large department store, browsing through the racks of clothing. Cherry offered suggestions and guidance, helping Devon choose pieces that flattered his new figure. He tried on dresses, skirts, and blouses, marveling at the way the fabrics hugged and accentuated his curves. As he twirled in front of the mirror in a fitted, knee-length red dress, Devon felt a rush of satisfaction. Zara looked damn good, if he did say so himself. I think I'm falling in love with this dress, he murmured, smoothing a hand over the skirt. Cherry smiled, her eyes sparkling. It looks amazing on you, and I think we need to add it to your wardrobe. They left the store laden with bags, Devon's heart light and his step bouncy. He felt like a whole new person, and he knew it was thanks to Cherry's love and support.
This has been the best day, he sighed, squeezing her hand. Cherry squeezed back. I'm so glad, babe, and we're not done yet. Let's get home and try on your new outfits. We can have a fashion show. The fashion show was a blast, with Cherry playing stylist and Devon strutting his stuff. He felt his confidence growing with each outfit, his posture improving, and his walk becoming more fluid and feminine. As the last rays of sunlight streamed through the window, Cherry turned to him with a serious expression. There's just one more thing I want to do for you, Zara. Devon's heart raced. What is it? Cherry took a deep breath. I want to help you fully transition. Medically, I mean. I've been doing some research, and I know a great doctor who can help. Devon's eyes widened. He'd dreamed of transitioning, but had never imagined it could be a reality. Are you sure? He breathed. Cherry nodded, her eyes filled with determination. I'm sure. I want to help you become the woman you're meant to be, the sissy girl, and I promise to be there every step of the way. Devon felt tears prick at the corners of his eyes. Oh, Cherry. He reached for her hand, grasping it tightly. I don't know what to say, except, yes, I want that more than anything. Cherry smiled, her eyes shining with unshed tears. Good, because I want nothing more than to see you become the woman of your dreams, Zara, and I'll be with you every step of the way. As the months passed, Zara blossomed. Her body changed, softening and curving, her skin becoming smoother, her hair growing longer and more lustrous. She mastered the art of makeup and fashion, developing her own unique style, and through it all, Cherry was there, offering love, support, and guidance. 1 year later, Zara stood in front of the mirror, admiring her reflection. She wore a simple white sundress, her hair loose and flowing, a soft smile on her lips. She looked radiant, happy, and most importantly, she felt like herself. Turning, she held out a hand to Cherry, who stood behind her, tears in her eyes. You did it, Cherry whispered, taking Zara's hand. You became the woman you were meant to be. Zara squeezed her hand. We did it, she corrected. I couldn't have done this without you. You helped me become Zara. Cherry shook her head, her eyes sparkling with love and pride. You were always Zara, my love. I just helped you unlock her. And as Zara and Cherry embraced, it was clear that their love and bond were stronger than ever. Together,
They had navigated a challenging but rewarding journey, and their future shone bright, filled with love, support, and endless possibilities. Zara's transformation was complete, and a beautiful new life awaited her.
Thanks for watching, my girlies! Be sure to check out Patreon for more!